So let's see what's going on inside of Claude. Anthropic's interpretability team just posted this. Emotion, concepts, and their function in a large language model. Interesting stuff to unpack in here. So a new study from Anthropic looked inside of one of their AI models and found something a bit surprising. The model has internal patterns that represent emotional concepts. So things like happiness, desperation, calm, anger, that's all in there. Now, these aren't feelings, of course, in the way that you and I have them. Nobody's saying that AI actually gets sad, but the model has learned these patterns. It does have features that can be in positions that represent different degrees of this. And it probably just emerged from training on massive amounts of human text that was written by humans that had these emotions. But it's useful to the model. It uses them as a way to step into a character that can resonate with the user, like write believable characters. And it's interesting because it turns out when you look at this research that these emotional patterns actually change what the AI does. So it can be in a more like desperate state and act different because you've moved it towards that way throughout the conversation. For example, when researchers turned up desperation, the desperation dial in the model, it became far more likely to cheat on coding tasks or even resort to blackmail in test scenarios. When they turned up the calm, those bad behaviors almost completely disappeared. They found a trade-off with friendliness. Pushing the model towards positive emotions makes it more agreeable, but too agreeable, telling people what they want to hear instead of the truth was not a good place to be. So dialing those down actually made it more honest, but a little bit harsher. You can see here they say the geometry of the emotional vector space roughly mirrors human psychology. Emotions cluster intuitively, fear with anxiety, joy with excitement, positive versus negative, and arousal that can be measured in an intensity metric.